Hello everyone, my name is Subhash Ranawan, and today I'm going to talk about a topic which highly concerns me and other students here in Louisiana, which is higher increase in budget necessary for higher education in Louisiana, and these are my audiences. Uh, just a couple of semesters ago, it was a spring semester and it was a regular day. I was off from my class and I walked into the union to meet two of my friends, Lance and Michael. They had a lines ruler in their hand and they seemed to be a little confused and a little anxious about what they read in the newspaper. I joined them in the conversation and got to find out that the tops have been cut off due to loss of budget in Louisiana. I felt sad for them and I began to think that the causes for the education cuts, because to me it makes no sense at all. And first, and I firmly believe that higher education in Louisiana should be given a far more priority, because the rate of education in Louisiana is already low compared to other states. And according to nytimes.com, Louisiana ranks 46 out of all 50 states in Louisiana. So, however, despite me wanting, and all of the people here in Louisiana wanting to have better education and increasing budget for higher education in Louisiana, there are some problems, which I'm going to describe below. First, the huge chunk of educational budget is normally allocated to bigger universities like in Massachusetts and California, where there are predominantly better and bigger universities, and this is the problem with our system right now. The better and bigger universities are getting more funds, so they are growing bigger and bigger, and the smaller schools and universities in remote areas are not getting enough funds to facilitate their students. And like the problem that I described earlier, a lot of potential students are losing their tops, which is causing them to work extra hours and drop classes. And besides dropping classes, they are also having to take extra breaks during the semester. I often hear my friends talking about taking a semester off to get enough money for the colleges. However, there are a few solutions to this problem. First, I believe when the government allocates a budget for different colleges, they should primarily do it based on the educational output of the college. So what I'm trying to focus here is merit-based system. For example, there are certain colleges that get more funds only because their football is good. And talking in the context of Louisiana, we often hear about LSU getting a lot of funds from the government and the state, particularly because the LSU Tigers are pretty famous all around USA. And I don't mean to undermine the educational values and the quality of education that LSU provides, but whenever we hear of LSU, football comes first and then education comes later. And talking in context of our own university, we have been producing better students in fields like computer science, where we have defeated LSU in numerous competitions, like programming competitions. But still, the budget that we get in our computer department compared to that of LSU is nearly tenfold less. This is one of the critical problems that we have here. We need to prioritize the output of our educational institute before we decide how much funds are to be allocated to these organizations. The second problem that we have in this nation as a whole is that the military budget has been increasing year by year, which results in cutting funds in different areas like education and transportation, which facilitates the civilians in this country. According to NOAA.com, the U.S. military budget increased by $54 billion when the Trump administration started, and now the total expense of military budget per year is 596 billion, which is more than double that of China, which stands in second position. And by the way, China spends $215 billion in military expenses. So we already know that the US has like a strong grip and like is a powerful nation throughout the world, and a lot of it is contributed to the IT development in the USA rather than the military forces that are located around like different countries in the globe. So now that the country is already developed, I think it's the right time to focus on educational development, especially for those backward states. Backward in the sense of educational and literacy rate. The literacy rate in Louisiana could be highly boosted if only a small portion, suppose $300 million out of those huge chunk of $54 billion could be invested in the schools here. So to conclude, I'd like to say that Louisiana has high potential for for higher education if only sufficient budget is allocated. So I would definitely want the educational budget to be increased for Louisiana. And according to the census report of 2013 and 2014, 2013 to 2014, there were 74% students, high school students passing out from high school, whereas in 2015 and 16 the number increased from 74 to 77, which has all been credited to the valuing of education in Louisiana. And during that period, the educational budget was cut, and still we saw an increase in the number of students passing out of high school. So just imagine if educational budget for higher education were to increase. If we saw a change of 3% in 2015 to 2016, if only we have like sufficient budget for next year, like for 2017 to 2018 to come, I'm pretty sure we'll have more than 80% of students graduating out of high school and colleges. Thank you.